Hi, it's Neil here, Bridgewater Sewing Centre. Just got a couple of adjustments I'm going to cover on the R8 machine, which would be if a person runs into an error code 7, what to do, and your timing adjustments and needle bar height adjustments. Okay, first we're going to show you what to do if you get the error code 7, which means thread jam. So I've taken the pressure foot off. Going to take the needle plate off. Okay, I'll tip the machine back. And if you get an error code 7, you're not going to be able to turn the hand wheel. In other words, the thread is jammed between the hook assembly and the bobbin case base. So an easy way to get that out would be to take this position finger off. As you can see, it holds the bobbin case base from turning. But if it's jammed, you can't turn the hand wheel, so you're going to have to take this position finger off. Okay, and at that point, now you're going to be able to turn the hand wheel, but everything is going to turn. Bobbin case base and the hook assembly. So then to get the thread out from underneath inside of that, and it's usually just a short little piece of thread jams it up, I'll use one screwdriver or two screwdrivers, one for a hammer and one for the use of here, and I'm going to put it right in this slot here and keep gently tapping. Then of course I turn the hand wheel towards me so I can get at that particular spot. I'll keep working around with the two screwdrivers because I don't want to use a hammer, because I hit it too hard, can break that apart. Then once you keep moving until all of a sudden you get it spinning, so it'll kick the thread out and then it'll spin it around. So once you've done that, you take them, position it back into so it's that opening is straight up. Then you'll put your position finger back on, line it up so it's in there. Then I'll take a small screwdriver or anything you might have laying around just to line up the hole here so we can get that screw started. Once you get that into place and you make sure it's not, see in this case here it moved on me and it's trying to jam up. I'll drop it down just slightly. I don't want to take the screw back out. Drop the position finger down just enough so I can turn the bobbin case around where it needs to be, right there. Now tighten this back up again. Make sure she's into place, and there you go. Now what would happen is when I turn it on, of course you're not going to have the error code 7, which is a thread jam, because I've kicked the thread out, and unless it's been jammed up hard enough, it shouldn't throw your timing out or anything. Okay, next I've taken the feed dogs off the needle plate. I'm going to show you how to time it. It's not hard, it's just this particular machine doesn't have timing marks on the needle bar. If you go into one of my other videos, we explain the timing on the 8700, which is a plain straight stitch machine without the electronics. It does have timing marks on the needle bar. But in this case, we've got no timing marks, but I'll show you what I got to do. You've got 3 screws here. You're going to loosen this one, and this one. But one of the screws that you loosen, you just want to loosen it and then just snug it up just slightly so the hook doesn't spin around freely. The other 2 you can have completely loosened off. You always turn your hand wheel in the direction that the machine rotates, which is forward. I bring the needle bar all the way down bottom dead center, and in this case here where there's no timing marks, I've got to take my fingernail and I'm judging 2.5 millimeters from the bottom of the bushing to my fingernail, or to the screwdriver, let's say, Okay, what I'm trying to do is turn my hand wheel towards me and bring this needle bar up 2.5 millimeters. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the fingernail. So I'm judging a rough estimate of 2.5 millimeters. I'm gonna turn the hand wheel towards me and I'm bringing the needle bar up that amount. And then you look, if the timing is on, you're going to see the point of the hook right here, right against the needle. You get tolerance this way. You want to be as tight to the needle plus this way. And if it's off any amount, you've got the screws loosened. You reach down in here and you would turn the hook assembly or the other until you're satisfied with the timing. And then double check, just snug the screw up. I don't have the screws loose, I'm just imitating it. Tighten the screw up, turn the hand wheel towards you, bring it all the way down again, bottom dead center, judge 2.5 millimeters, bring the needle bar up, look, see where the point of the hook is. You can do that 2 or 3 times just to make sure you're right, and then you're going to look from down onto it and make sure that there's no play, no daylight between the needle and that point of the hook. This piece here is what picks the thread off the needle. When you're happy with that, you can take and drop the machine back down in the stand, tighten the screws up good and tight. As long as nothing moves on you, you should be all set. Okay, now the needle bar height. Say you've broken a few needles and all of a sudden you've checked your timing and your timing seems to be all okay, but there's a good possibility that this needle bar has been driven up. So you're going to bring it all the way down, the same thing, do your 2.5 millimeters to the point of the hook. Then you're going to look, and if you zoom right in, that point here should be right in the middle of the scarf or the cutaway in the needle. If it isn't, you would reach over here into a service hole, which you can't see from this angle, but it's just a piece of rubber. And when the needle bar is down on its lowest point, you can get at a screw and loosen it. And then you would take and move the needle bar down. In this case, if it was driven up, you'd have to move it down so that when your timing is set, it's going to go right through, right in the middle of that scarf or the cutaway in the needle, which is about, if you actually could get down in there to measure, it would be almost a millimeter, 2 millimeters above the eye in the needle. Okay, well, hopefully that helps in any way, and we'll talk to you next time.